Move on to culture and compliance. So we're going to start off this section by talking about the culture side of things. So we talked about how legislation has evolved, but culture in general, I mean, with the public, with employees, has also evolved. We put a much greater premium on safety nowadays than we did long ago, and there's kind of three factors that are driving that. One is employee demand, second is social advocacy, and three is employer negligence. So just to touch on employee demand, I mean, we all know that employees nowadays are far more vocal about their rights. They know their rights, and they want to be protected. We also have a lot more employees entering lone worker situations nowadays than previously. Another factor that's really important is the fact that within a few years, we're going to be really hitting a wall with the baby boomer generation retiring. And attracting and maintaining employees is going to be critically important. And a huge part of that is a good safety record and protecting the employees. Employees want to work for companies that have the right safety procedures, and they're much more likely to stay if they're there. So that's something to keep in mind as an organization. In terms of social advocacy, there's a lot of safety-minded organizations, professional groups. You've got CSSE, ASSE, National Safety Council, all kinds. But we also now see even organizations that aren't necessarily safety-focused picking up on these issues. So in the example I just mentioned, we have the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, certainly not a safety-dedicated organization, yet they are fighting for employees that are facing lone worker situations. So it's a huge point of driving kind of our cultural shift. And then we also have employer negligence. So, I think everybody would agree we're in a very litigious society, or a point in our history. And with that, we see increased payouts from corporations, and we see a lot larger push for legislation. So while it's terrible to be on, as an organization to be on the receiving end of something like that, a lot of these cases are really what has pushed forward legislation and protection in general for workers, and thankful for the decrease in worker incidents, particularly in lone worker situations.